Welcome back to the channel, guys. We're going to have a great conversation about which company is more likely to double your money right now, AMD or Nvidia. And it's a great time to talk about AMD. They just hit their all-time highs. It seems like it can't get to that all-time highs, but let's just talk about it. Let's talk about, if this can happen, which one of these guys are going to double your money first? Let's talk about AMD, right? And I'm not gonna lie, I might come off a little biased here because I do like AMD, risk reward more than I like Nvidia, and I'm gonna break it down in this video. And what I really like about AMD is if you look in the last 10 years, 5 years, you'll see that the business is improving at a great rate, right? It's improving its margins. It just got to 50% gross margins. It's improving its operating margins. So it's showing you that they're improving. Now, when you look at Nvidia just had this explosion. Like from, a few years ago, they were making $26 billion to now they're at what, $200 billion, gonna grow by maybe 60-40% revenue this year, and then for the next 10 years, they're projected to grow 30%. It's ridiculous. We've never seen a company like this. However, my thing with Nvidia is, as great as this company is, we have to remember it's a hardware company. Their major thing is selling hardware. They are making strategic adjustments to their business model to make its margins more like a software company with the acquisitions they've done and their strategic partnerships. But I just don't believe that Nvidia is going to be able to hold 70% gross margins, 60% operating margins, and then a 56% net margins. I just don't believe it. I don't think that they're going to be able to continue to dominate like that. I believe that AMD is going to come and try to capture some market share. And I believe that some of the hyperscalers going to, at some point, they're going to dial back on their spending. I just don't see them holding these margins for the next 10 years. I just don't believe it. I can't see it. And I feel like the market is pricing in NVIDIA to hold those gains. I think the market is waiting for them to lose market share because right now I think they're like what, 98% of the market share. And I believe Nvidia is aggressively trying, sorry, not Nvidia, AMD aggressively is trying to take market share from them. And you could see it in their growth in their data center. And I just don't think that Nvidia is gonna be able to double again. I really don't see it. People talk about it saying that is Nvidia gonna be the next 10 trillion, the first $10 trillion company. I just don't think it's likely to see a company that, but like I said, Nvidia is a ridiculous company. It's one of the greatest companies to study right now. I just don't believe that they're gonna hold these margins. But what I see that is likely, and if you look at the past margins of AMD, is that the company is improving. They're expected to grow revenue at 30% for the next 5 years. Um, I believe that their company is going to continue to improve. They have a hell of a CEO. She's a great CEO. And I just like when it comes to risk reward, because anytime I feel like if we do see Nvidia's margins compress in anything, if they dial back their gross margins to 60%, if the operational margins drop down to 30%, and then let's say they could keep a net margin of 40 or 35, that's still a big drop. That's still a big drop. And right now they're killing it. I just don't foresee this type of dominance for the next 10 years. Crazy thing too, when you look at Nvidia, can you believe that this company a few years ago is was making $26 billion, and they're about to surpass Microsoft, Google, Apple when it comes to revenue in the next 5 to 7 years? Crazy, crazy. Um, So yeah, I really like an AMD, and I really think, but I'm not telling anybody to go buy AMD because I'm not a financial advisor or anything like that. But I do like AMD. Definitely, if you was able to get AMD in the low 180s, I definitely like AMD. I think AMD has the potential to be easily a double, get into 800 billion dollars. You know, maybe by the end of this year. And maybe even hitting maybe hitting a trillion. We'll see we'll see. Maybe they'll get to a trillion. It's kind of crazy. How many trillion dollar companies we have in the stock market? I think there's like 11 or 12. I think it's 11 though. If I had to bet, I would say 11. But it's still impressive, and I think AMD. I think AMD could get there. I think Oracle's another $1 trillion sleeper. I think Oracle, AMD, I think they got the potential to be the next they could hit a trillion in the next 3 years. But yeah, that's definitely gonna be fun to see. Thank you guys for watching the video. If you guys disagree with what I think AMD is the best stock if you want to double your money right now. But hey, I could be wrong. This might age like milk and it might age like wine. That's the best thing about investing. So we'll see. Put your comments in the leave a comment, like, and subscribe, guys. I'll see you guys for the next one.